Welcome to Review Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about The Thing.
I kind of went a little Casey Kasem there on accident.
Yeah, that's all right. And this week, we're talking about The Thing. Number 1 for 1982. Hey, Tristan, how are you?
Hey, Mike, I'm pretty good.
What's your bright spot?
My bright spot. I had it, and then it disappeared. I just had.
Oh, nuts. Hold on. Wibbly wobbly woo. We're back. Anyway, Tristan, what was your bright spot?
I had a good weekend. Went and had a delicious cinnamon roll at a local cafe. Had a good breakfast. Just hanging out with family. So it was good. I did like nothing specific. It was just more of like the weekend was a good weekend, and it felt like the first like relaxed weekend that I've had in a while. So like I actually felt good about not being in the house, where sometimes it's like so stressful to go do errands.
Right.
And it was just like, no, I'm enjoying this. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So, it was a good weekend. How about you?
Ditto. The weekend was good. I had a show. It was a big show. It had a lot of bands played.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I have officially been added to a band that has a bunch of people that I've always kind of admired and really enjoyed. So it's kind of it's a weird, surreal kind of thing to like shoot text to a buddy that I grew up with, and we'd listen to these bands, and be like, yeah, I'm like hanging out with them now. I don't know. It's weird.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's groovy. And I don't know. That's it. The Thing, directed by John Carpenter, screenplay by Bill Lancaster, based on Who Goes There by John W. Campbell Jr., and produced by David Foster, Lawrence Turnman, starring. Is that right? I guess that's how Wikipedia did it. Starring Kurt Russell.
It doesn't put anybody else's name.
It doesn't put anyone else, but Wilford Brimley, T.K. Carter, David Clennon, Keith David, Richard Dessart, Charles Holohan, Peter Maloney, Richard Mouser, Donald Moffat, and Joel Polis, and Thomas Waits. I believe those are everyone who was in the camp. So there's that.
Yay. Hey, John Carpenter was one of the Norwegians.
He was?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Anyway. Who cares about that guy? Cinematography by Dean Cundey. Edited by Todd Ramsay. Ramses.
Ramses is the
music
best.
by Eno Morricone. Morricone. Production company Universal Pictures.
Mersoni. I don't know.
Turman-Foster Company, distributed by Universal Pictures. Release date June 25th, 1982. Runtime of 109 minutes. Yeah, minutes. That's right. That's how time works. Budget, $15 million. Gross in the U.S., $20 million. Worldwide, 20,847,000.
Wow.
So, inflation calculator. I wonder, you want to look up real quick? Maybe like home sales?
This thing, 1982.
Made about, no, I don't know. Oh. So about 400 million.
Wait.
In today's time.
Oh, okay. The thing that I see, that must be for inflation.
Yes.
What? Oh, that's the number that I'm seeing. Okay. Sorry. I saw a number. I was like, what? That is video sales. All right.
Oh, no, wait. That's not right. 40 million. Not 400. I don't know why I said 400. Sorry.
My brain's confused. All right. Total. This is. Why is it telling me that? This is giving me weekly Blu-ray sales, which is not helpful.
Yeah, you know.
But it's not giving me a total. It's just, for some reason, it's like April 11th, 2010, they sold this many. And I mean,
was it a lot?
In July 28th of 2024, there was total units was, that's crazy. Over 700,000 units were sold last year.
So it's making plenty of money still.
Yeah, that was $9 million in spending.
Good God.
If I'm reading this right, that's crazy.
Last year?
Last year.
As in 2024?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Jeez Louise.
In July, a week before that, it was ranked. I'm guessing this is like, I don't know what this rank means, but it sold it even more. So I don't know. It
means stinky.
Stinky.
Recap! Rewind!
And now we transition to a segment we like to call the Recap Rewind, where we rewind and recap the film for you. This week, I'm going to give it a whirl.
Whirl.
This one gets a little long because I think the concept is really good. And I was like, I don't want to leave anything out. And then it got to the point where I'm like, I got to start leaving stuff out. Planet Earth, a place long believed to be alone in the universe, is visited by a spaceship. Antarctica, 1982. A team of researchers and their crew are settling in for their stay. They are disrupted by a helicopter which is shooting at a husky. The helicopter lands and the shooter continues to shoot. He pulls out a grenade and drops it behind him, blowing up the pilot and the helicopter. The man continues to hunt the dog, accidentally shooting one of the researchers and eventually being stopped by the cop on campus, Gary. The dog is calmed by the one who appears to be the caretaker of the animals, Clark. Confused and concerned, one of the leaders, is it Cooper or Copper? I think I wrote
I think it's Copper.
It is Copper. Okay, Dr. Copper asked for assistance of the pilot, McCready. They go to investigate the other camp to find it completely destroyed. They find a dead body of something not human. They take the body back to their camp. Blair, a forensic pathologist, examines the body and finds that it is human, or at least appears human. The dog is put in with the other dogs, and once there are no people around, the dog begins to transform and attack the dogs, absorbing them. The team hears the commotion and kill the creature by burning it. They work to move the first body they discovered into storage. One of the scientists is captured by the creature and absorbed. One of the team members, Windows, walks in on the creature and runs. McCready is approached by Fuchs. I'm looking at how it's spelled. I'm like, it's not spelled the way I think it is. Fuchs with concerns over Blair, who appears to be losing his mind. He reads Blair's notes to McCready, and as McCready is starting to feel the gravity of the situation, Windows comes out yelling for them. Windows takes McCready and Fuchs back to the room, only to find the body of their comrade gone. McCready looks out the broken window to see someone running. They catch up to him and find that he is transforming. McCready pours gas on him and sets him ablaze. Blair has figured out that the creatures can mimic humans perfectly. They burn all the bodies they have, but one question remains. Is everyone on camp human? They find Blair having a mental episode where he's shooting at everyone. They are able to sedate him and put him in storage room for his own safety and everyone else's. The team puts McCready in charge to figure out what to do. As they're trying to figure it out, Fuchs goes missing. McCready and the chef, Knowles, go check with Blair to see if he saw Fuchs, and McCready notices the lights in his room are on, which he had turned off earlier that day. We cut back to the team trying to figure out what's happening, and McCready and Knowles being out for over 45 minutes. Knowles returns alone with a piece of McCready's clothing, and it creates suspicion with everyone. One of the team members, Norris, is trying to keep the peace. McCready returns while everyone wants to kill him, so he threatens them with TNT. While they have a bit of a standoff, Norris collapses. They take him to the medical bed where Dr. Copper tries to resuscitate. Wait, does he have a nose ring? Why does Dr. Copper have a nose ring? Anyway, as he's resuscitating him, he's using the defibrillator. As the defibrillator is being used, Norris's body reveals itself to be the creature and kills the doctor. As McCready burns it, the head separates and walks on its own. This tells McCready that the creature's own cells can protect themselves. McCready takes a sample of some people's blood to test whether they're human. Before all that happens, Clark attacks McCready and McCready kills him. They tie Gary, Childs, and Palmer up. McCready tests Windows and he's clean. He tests Knowles and he's clean. They even test Clark, and sadly, he was clean and died needlessly. Palmer is tested and his blood reacts to the tests. Palmer transforms and kills Windows. They are all able to stop the creature and test Childs and Gary, who are both clear. They go back to Blair, who is missing, and they find out that the creature is building a spaceship. Gary, Knowles, and McCready examine and see that Childs runs off. Ultimately, everyone is taken over, but McCready is able to blow up the camp. In the fire, Childs returns, and the question still remains: who is human? Hold on, I want to read that last line again. I think I could take it better. In the fire, Childs returns, and the question is still left unanswered: who is human? I'm not cutting any of that. All right, Tristan.
All right.
Had you seen this movie before?
No, this was the first viewing for me.
So I think last week I may have said that I wanted to watch more John Carpenter, or I said that in passing to someone explaining that we were about to watch this. And I realize I have seen plenty of John Carpenter. I just didn't realize it. We've already talked about one of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's weird, but I like him. I like him. Now, does that mean I like this movie? The answer is also yes. I do. I do like this movie.
It's a yes.
Yeah. This movie, I think, kind of gets credited as one of the best, like 80s horror sci-fi kind of thriller flicks. And I gotta say, there are a lot of positives in this movie. And the only negatives are really nitpicky. I think we can talk about them. So overall, I like this. Overall, what did you feel?
This movie is very effective, even today. Like there's
that's a great way of putting it.
I think when we watched Big Trouble in Little China, we talked a lot about the visual effects.
Right.
This movie, even though you look at it and you're like, that is obviously fake, it still makes you so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like the way that they light it, the movements, the sounds, like all of it is so effective that
legitimately the only thing that can kind of lock me, or that didn't lock me in and gave me like a little bit of, hey, it's all fake, is that the blood was really like pinkish red sometimes.
Yeah.
Other than that, a lot of it was whoa.
Yeah. I started it and I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to get a snack. And then I got a snack. And just as I sat down was the scene with the dog and like turning into the creature. And I was like, I don't want to eat my snack anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I still did it, but I didn't enjoy it as much.
Tastes like tentacle.
This movie is I didn't watch a lot of horror movies growing up.
I hate horror movies, to be perfectly frank. I do not like them.
But this, it's not one that I'm going to go watch over and over again, but I like the suspense that it creates, the mystery. I mean, this is basically what Among Us was based off of.
Right.
And it's an effective story of you don't know who is good. You don't know who's the creature.
It's done well because there are no hints to the story's own I guess science. You know, Blair's whole thing is that they can perfectly do it. It's just if you catch it in time, maybe you can catch that it's not necessarily, human.
Yeah. It's the way that they. I feel like a lot of movies, when there's something like this, there's always a hint to the audience of like, oh, this guy's bad. The whole time you're like, I have no idea who it is. It could be this guy. It could be that guy. We've seen this guy wander off alone. We saw Knowles come back with the
burnt up jacket,
the jacket that says
in the furnace
McCready, but it's like we saw that one earlier.
Like Fuchs had found that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like somebody else found it, and then it was moved. And then he finds it. And so it's like, who's moving what and why? And so who can we trust? Like the whole time there is a confusion that is meant to be there for the audience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good.
It's good.
It's a good.
It's well done.
Yeah. So visuals, we're also talking about 1982. Would their budget have been a big budget or a small budget? I feel like millions of dollars would have been a big budget, but I don't know if in 1982 it would have been understood as much.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out if there's
because most of that was spent on prosthetics.
Yeah, so just did a quick search. Average movie budget in 82 was approximately 12 million.
Okay, so not too much higher than average. I guess
a lot of prosthetics. I think the only visual element, like there was the blood that obviously like sometimes was very fake. The only thing that I think took me out for a moment is at the very beginning of the movie when you see the UFO flying through space. We probably didn't even need that, except that it was introducing that there's an alien.
I will say, that is the only thing that caused some kind of like plot hole. Because they never specify what year that ship was going through space. So if you start the movie just on Antarctica 1982, it all makes sense. But because they show the ship going and you can't really see the land masses to see if it's modern or not. But the assumption was the spaceship was probably under ice for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah, they say something about it being.
That's my point. That's my point. So it's like, did that spaceship, was that seen from 100,000 years ago?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's what's to be assumed.
Or is there another alien flying by?
But they showed it hitting the atmosphere.
Did they show it? I guess they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made it feel like it was happening
right
then.
But I don't think it was.
Yeah. I don't think they needed it.
I don't think they needed it either. I don't think it was particularly helpful because they already have the scene where they discover the spaceship. So what's the point?
Yeah, and they talk about like, oh, this thing has been buried under here for thousands of, like there's an alien, blah blah blah. Like they say things that tell us, and it's really that first scene of the spaceship in space does not feel like it belongs in this movie, and it kind of takes away from the overall story.
I wonder if just John Carpenter had that idea of seeing the spaceship and was like stoked on it.
It could have also been like a test audience. And they were like, and they didn't get it. And they're like, well, what if we put a UFO at the beginning? And then maybe that helped the test audiences. But sometimes the test audience is dumb and they have to do things.
I feel like a lot of times they're dumb. Yeah. That was kind of needless. I did like, even though now it is very dated, but I did like the mixture of painted scenes and actual film, whether they were layering it over whatever method they were doing. I did like that. I did have moments where it was like, well, that's a painting, but it didn't like pull me out too much. It still looked cool.
Yeah.
If anything, I was really impressed with it.
Yeah. I think there were a few scenes where I think overall the lighting is really, the fact that this movie is dark really leans into the mystery and
Right.
the horror of it is because you can't really see everything and all the detail.
Right.
There were a few moments where the lighting was a little bit funky.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like too distracting, but there were a couple moments where it's like, that's kind of weird lighting, but we'll move on. But yeah, at the set design was really well done. I'm sure they used miniatures as well,
Especially for the explosion.
for the explosions. Yeah. And yeah, and then the visual, like the prosthetics and the creature animations and like all of that is like, it was good.
There was one scene that was crazy.
It was good and it was gross.
Yeah. But there was one scene that I was blown away by. Truly. I think the volume's down. I think this will work. I don't know if this will work. Oh, maybe that's what keeps happening. I don't know. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. It's gross, but honestly, it's so good. It's kind of worth. Yeah. God. So good. All right. So this is the scene. Hopefully it'll let me share it. This is the scene toward the end where they decide. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So they decide they're going to blow up the thing. Not the thing, but they're going to blow up the camp. So they're in the generator room, which is underground. And McCready's in the middle. Jerry goes off to one side. And Knowles also goes to the other side. And one of them gets stopped. I forget if it's Jerry or Knowles first.
Jerry? He gets
Gary,
stopped first.
yeah. But these prosthetics are insane. So Blair now grabs onto his face, and that's still the actor. But like, that's so good.
It's
disturbing. But it's so good. So
the way that they have it, his fingers blend into it at first. After you could, like, if you look at it, you can tell like how the prosthetic is working.
Right.
But it's how the fingers initially blend into the face.
Right.
It's like, ugh.
So I just think of Deadpool and Wolverine. They have the scene with the person putting the fingers through the head. This one, they did that same thing, but with like prosthetics. And it was the actor still under the prosthetics. Like it wasn't an animatronic or something. It was, and I remember seeing that and going, "Oh dang, that looks really good. That looks really good."
Yeah.
All the creatures are really gross and creepy. Yeah, the team did a really good job. Let's see. Is there someone who's
the mixture of like actual, because there's some things, a lot of it is like practical effects that are happening, prosthetics, and like probably animatronic / puppeted elements. I think there's a couple moments that are claymation or stop motion animation. Specifically like when it's growing and like changing shape, or when they grab windows and he's like hanging above and he's kind of shaking. That could be stop, or that could be that his legs are puppeted. It's hard to tell.
I was just looking at that one, and I don't.
Do you think they just had a big puppeted thing, and then part of that puppet was his legs sticking out?
find it. That scene made me laugh simply because Childs and Gary are like stuck to him. They're like, let me go, let me go, let me go. Let's see. I'm watching it right now. Those are real legs. That's a dummy. That's a dummy. I think it's just a dummy.
It's just a dummy puppeted.
I don't even think it's puppeted. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it is.
Are the legs not moving when he's up?
I think it's how the person who is controlling
the creature.
The creature.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Here we go. Just to gross you out.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good. So this shot, first pickup, that's a real guy. Yeah, that's all a dummy.
Yeah, that's all a dummy there.
So I think that's a guy in a suit, and he just has a dummy attached to his head.
Yeah.
And he's just throwing the dummy up and down.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I think some of the things that in my mind I was just thinking like, oh, that's probably an animation of some sort. Oftentimes when they do these creature effects, they're practical, but then they like speed it up because it happened slower when they filmed it and they speed it up. And so sometimes that makes it feel like it's an animated thing because the frame rate's a little bit different. But I think it's just a speed thing. I think it was all practical, but
I think that one is really just the dummy weighed a certain way.
That feels like it's a guy in a suit who has all the prosthetics of the monster with the dummy above him, and he's just like swinging it around.
Right, but the legs are weighted in a way that they look kind of real as they're kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was the other scene? Do you remember?
I don't. I mean, it's pretty much anytime
the dog scene was kind of that way.
Mm-hmm. Really, anytime the creature turns into the creature and like grows and like does all of its stuff. And I think maybe it's just sped up kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. God bless those dogs.
Oh, those poor dogs.
I know. Great actors. Let's see. I actually don't know. I think it's all just practical. I just think whatever their animatronics are is just really good. Because the dogs that are getting attacked by it are puppets. They're animatronics. You know what some of it might be? Reverse footage.
Oh, that's true. If it's something that's like, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times when the creature's like going up, it's really whatever it is falling down and then moving. They reverse it so it's going up.
Yeah. I just did a quick thing. Apparently they did film some stop motion scenes, but most of them were deleted. So they didn't actually make it into the thing. So, yeah, so it looks, I guess most of it was practical, non-stop motion stuff, but there was stop motion elements that were included in how they filmed it, even if most of it didn't make it to the final cut.
Right. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Visuals. What'd you think of the music?
The music, it did not. It doesn't live in my brain, so like I think it was effective, but it was not. It didn't stand out necessarily, and in a good or bad way. I think it did what it needed to do.
Right. I agree. Like I thought it did what it was supposed to do.
In a surprising turn of events, John Carpenter did not do his own music this time.
But it was still very John Carpenter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, music was very 80s. It was very John Carpenter.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember there was one scene where it was just like those synth strings were hitting some pretty high notes. That
can be a little distracting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you feel overall about, as we're about to get into characters, what did you feel overall about like the plot, the idea of the film?
Yeah. I was just looking at what Ennio had also done. I think overall, I think that the idea of it is really interesting. I think the whole thing of like them discovering that this creature is there, still alive, and the kind of like, hey, we can't let this get out. So, and even if that means we're not going to survive, we have to stop this creature. Like that whole thing, the nobody knows who's good, who's bad.
Right.
I liked all of that. There were some moments that I think are just like, we would call them horror movie tropes at this point, that it's like, why would you do that? That's so stupid. Like when they leave at the end, when there's the 4 people left and they're like, hey, we're going to go check on Blair and do the test on him.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave one guy behind. Like, why would you leave one guy behind? You have enough people to leave 2 people together and 2 people together. If you leave one guy behind, there's nobody to vouch for him if he gets turned or not. And then when they get into the generator like area, the tunnels underneath, and they're setting up the explosives, they separate. You never separate when there's a monster who can clone you. Like, what are you thinking? Those were a couple of things. Oh, and when they do the blood test, and the first couple he just leaves on the table to do the thing, and then he picks up the one and does it, and it explodes all over him. Like, why would you pick up the thing that could be a creature that's trying to kill you? And then he does it again after. I'm like, dude, just leave it on the table so it doesn't get on you. I think it's probably they did it for the framing.
They did it for the shot, yeah.
But it was...
Well, even how he was holding it. Because like his fingers were like wrapped over the top.
Like it gripped it, yeah. So there's just some things that are like, that's real stupid. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
What about, were there any like plot things or anything that you mentioned that there was some things that were kind of...
The movie's dated as far as its pacing. I don't know if it was my streaming, where a lot of the scene transitions just fade to black.
Yes.
Okay.
It feels like a TV movie in the way that it just fades to black.
We could do away with that.
Yeah.
That automatically could go away. Yeah, so the fade to black was real weird. The pacing was a little wonky.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it. I can almost forgive the idea of like the plot hole is just because all of the stressors that are involved. Even how he holds the blood, the sample container, I can almost forgive simply because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, he had just almost got frostbite.
Mm-hmm.
So his hands might not have been working properly.
Yeah.
That's my only justification for that. Leaving childs alone? No, I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. I understand why you would try to leave someone there in case Blair shows up, but why you would leave him alone
in
a room that's completely open to everything else.
Yeah.
With a creature that can lasso you with its tentacles.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I can think of that is kind of a ridiculous thought is fuck these aliens. These are dumb aliens. They can assimilate and become exactly human or whatever creature it is. But all they got is that's all they got to I don't know. The creature doesn't make sense in some aspects, but it's a little nitpicky.
Yeah, I guess we don't need the motivation of the creature. It's an alien and it's trying to survive. But
they don't. None of the
why are you here?
Because there are multiple creatures at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we're getting into characters. I don't know if we're getting into characters, but when did Palmer? At what point did he become the thing? Because there was no window of time where he could have, outside of the blackout when Fuchs disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were all hanging out by the door when Knowles and McCready were gone. So there was no opportunity there. And then at that point, the creature just watched a bunch of its comrades or extra things just die.
Uh-huh.
And points out the fact of the head. So at what point does he become the thing? I don't know where the window of time would be for him to become the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not instantaneous, and it looks to be some kind of transformative process.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the person who was running that Fuchs sees, I think that was Norris.
Okay.
But then I don't know where Palmer was.
Uh-huh.
And if that was the case, then the thing witnessed the other things die and did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And only responded when the blood test happened. So this alien sucks as a species just in general.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of that middle part. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Of the timeline that happens, because it kind of just cuts, it shows you something and then cuts to something else. And then all of a sudden it's 45 minutes later and it's like, wait, hold on. How did we get here?
And then they get away with it too, because in Antarctica, they have longer nights.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that right? Isn't that true?
It depends on the time of the year.
Yeah.
But it's winter, so it would be long, yeah.
Yeah. So, they had that advantage of it's just always dark, so you actually don't know how much time has passed. An hour could have passed, 10 minutes could have passed, a day could have passed. No one really knows. Alrighty. So, Kurt Russell as McCready. He just played tough Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he had a thing that he does. He either has like really cocky tough guy or just like tough guy.
Uh-huh.
Or like rambunctious masculine tough guy.
It's funny watching this and comparing it to his character in Big Trouble in Little China, where it's like it's the same guy, but he's being a joke in that one.
Yeah,
he's being serious.
This one's it's the same guy, but he's competent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just Kurt Russell. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's so funny because Kurt Russell, when you see interviews and stuff, he just seems like a very like quaint, nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just getting shoehorned into. He's tough.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Kurt Russell.
He's surprisingly almost too competent because they're researchers. Like what? He's a pilot.
Yeah.
But why is he the way that he is?
Yeah.
If this was like military, or he was, or if, I don't know if they said it or not, but if they had mentioned like, oh, he's ex, or he's a veteran pilot or whatever, like, okay, we understand why he's the way that he is. But in this one, he's playing chess at the beginning of the movie,
but he sucks at it.
And he's a pilot, but all of a sudden he's like the toughest guy. I don't know. It felt a little bit weird, but you need a tough guy like that.
Is what it is.
Yeah. His makeup was distracting sometimes. There were a few times where his face was like they put the makeup on and his face was super pale and the eyeliner was really dark. And it wasn't in all of the scenes, but in a lot of the scenes where everybody else looked pretty normal. And then there was him who was just like makeup.
Yeah. He was 31 when they filmed this. 31. Which is good because I was looking at it and I was like, this guy better not be in his 20s because how does he always look like that? And now I realize that in the 80s when he was doing most of his really popular movies, he was already into his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. He did a bunch of TV in his teens. And what did he do in his 20s? That would be the 70s. Just a bunch of like weird shows and movies.
He had great hair though.
Yeah. Strongest Man in the World. That was him. Oh, in his 20s. It's a Walt Disney film. That's so funny. That's him in his 20s, and he looks like a child. But then he turns 30, and it's like, oh, you look 40. What happened?
He skipped a couple
How'd
years.
you skip a decade? So, 1981, he had just turned 30, and that's Escape from New York. Okay, the only reason I'm looking at this the way I am is because he did a bunch of TV movies. He did Walt Disney, and he did The Captive, The Longest Drive, which I think at that point would have been rated PG. Because it's listed here as PG-13, so that tells me it's PG. And I guess me saying that, it wasn't until he was 30 that he starred in Escape from New York, Actually, 29, he was in Used Cars. Used Cars is a comedy, I think, but it is very adult in its content. And this was a long road to just say, I think he was in a lot of like TV, kid, family kind of stuff. And it wasn't until 1980 that he finally started to like switch over to become kind of the person he was, which is so interesting because I forget. I hadn't seen Used Cars in a while, but I think he plays a bit of a pretentious kind of guy a little bit. But Snake Plissken is the first like tough guy. And then McCready is just Snake, but in today's time.
Yeah. Okay, I found I was looking at the images. And this one makes me think that this is evidence that like a stop motion kind of thing was used. So it's a series of the humanoid creature heads, and it's whose face is that?
That's Norris.
Yes, so it's Norris, but there's like 5 different heads making slightly different faces, with various like mouth open or like teeth gritted kind of things. And it's the fact that they have a series of them. Like obviously, they probably maybe did a couple takes where they had to swap them out or whatever. But the fact that they're in different positions suggests that they did do some form of animation with those.
Right. I think you have validity, especially in that scene. And if it's not stop motion, that is some of the most amazing puppeteering. Especially in the scene with the head. Like
some of these images are so gross.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, is this the German? It's called a Das Ding.
I don't know why that's getting me. Das Ding, yeah.
Das Ding. Ist das Ding? Anyway. All right.
Das Thing, yeah.
How do we want to go through these?
I clicked the link to expand on IMDb, and I'm just gonna go in that order.
Okay.
Wilford Brimley. By gum. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Wilford Brimley in it.
I only know him as the diabetes guy.
Diabetes. I agree. He has a very thick tongue. And even in
way to put it.
Even in this movie that he's not playing that kind of character, he still has that way of talking that is so him. Okay, so he was 1934. So he was almost 50 in this movie. And they shaved his mustache.
That's why I didn't recognize him.
I know.
He didn't have his mustache.
I gotta say, the one scene where Snake Plissken checks in on him, just that whole conversation kind of makes me laugh. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny.
I don't want to stay out here anymore. I want to come back inside. Funny things. I hear funny things out here.
Have you come across Fuchs?
It ain't Fuchs. It ain't Fuchs. I'm not gonna harm anybody, and there's nothing wrong with me. And if there was, I'm all better now. I'd like to come back inside. Now, you got my promise.
We'll see.
Just, I don't know why that conversation kind of like, I had a moment with it where I just thought it was really funny. He's from Utah. I don't know. I never really, I don't know what his accent is, but it just is an interesting, interesting tenor of voice. Anyway.
I looked at another picture. I gotta stop looking.
Stop looking at the pictures, man. But I thought he did good. I thought he was really intense. Played his part well. He was kind of creepy at the end. His look was kind of weird, where he's like, he like looks back. But then these aliens are weird, so it kind of works.
It works.
TK Carter plays Knowles. Young guy. Played scared when he needed to. Played nervous, sassy, competent. He was great.
Yeah, the only thing that I think, like when they were all tied up to the chairs and doing the blood, there's a couple things that happened in that scene that were kind of weird, but I think he did a really good job of like being scared, and appearing scared during that, and unnerved.
Right.
The thing that I just thought of that was another one of those, like, why are you doing that? Windows uses a scalpel to cut the thumb, and then he uses the same scalpel on his own thumb, which, if the other guy is an alien, you've now just introduced his blood.
Wiped it. He wiped it.
He wiped it on his pants.
It was silver. Everyone knows the thing is allergic to silver.
It's allergic to silver.
Also, the amount they all cut to get the blood that they focus on, you wouldn't do that. That is not an appropriate cut. They are trying to remove their fingerprint. That's what they're doing.
I mean, he's not a doctor. He doesn't know.
No, he's not. He's into Windows.
He is Windows.
Hey, David. Oh, wait. What?
I was going to say, with Knowles, his ending was a little bit weird. He just stands up and starts walking down the corridor looking confused. I don't know what made him wander down there.
There was a sound.
Was there a sound?
Yeah. In that particular scene, I was... my gasted was flabbered because... Or my flabbered was gasted.
Flabbergasted. Yeah. I think you're... Yep.
One of them's right. The thing that got me was that, so Gary is trying to do his flashlight. Behind him is clearly something lit. And no one was like, hey, why is there a random lit thing back there? Like, there were a lot of things that happened within the set and the scenario that no one paid any attention to, and I think it was to light the set. But you also have to like give it some attention because it's glaring at some points where something is very obviously wrong or lit or whatever it is, and everyone's like, oh, it's too dark, I gotta light my flashlight. You know, it doesn't. Those were the kind of moments, and a bunch of people had moments like that.
Yeah, it's the difficulty of how do you show darkness but also still show your characters. But yeah, I think, I don't know, in that scenario, it's you know that you're the only 3 people left.
If you hear
a strange sound,
if you hear,
and then you say, "Hey, McCready,
exactly.
I just heard something."
Exactly.
Don't wander down there in silence by yourself.
Yeah, a lot of these guys did a lot of poor decisions.
Mm-hmm. All right, David
Clennon as Palmer. I don't know. He played a stoner.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what his job was. That's the only issue I had. I don't know what his job was.
To wear headphones.
Wear headphones and be a stoner. I
don't understand what any of these people do, honestly.
So I think Fuchs was a researcher, scientist. I think Gary was the guy on campus or in camp who was the mediator for the military.
Mm-hmm.
I think Clark was in charge of the wildlife, the groundskeeper kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Bennings, I think, was a researcher. Norris, I think, was a researcher. Dr. Copper was
the doctor.
The doctor. Childs. Norris, researcher. So Childs, I think, was maybe kind of a if they're going digging or something, he's the guy doing the work. Palmer may have also been that. Windows was the communicator.
Uh-huh.
Knowles was the chef. Blair was, I think, a pathologist. And then McCready is the pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's more straightforward than we thought,
Maybe it's more straight. I don't know. I don't know if it was just that I wasn't
hey, can I be
always paying attention? But I was just I don't know who any of these people, I don't know what name belongs to any of these people.
I got confused. Except for Childs, Knowles, and McCready. And maybe Windows because he had really big hair. But a bunch of those guys, I'm like, old white guy? I don't know. I don't know who these... I don't know who's who. They're just old white guys. I don't know. Particularly Bennings, Norris, Fuchs. I got them confused, even though Fuchs was was a bit different. I kept getting them confused. Anyway, yeah, he was fine. I don't know. Keith David Childs played him tough. He was cool.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing him young. I'm so used to him being
It's so interesting seeing him young and his voice still kind of the same.
It's the same voice, yeah.
But he did good. We'll talk about him at the end of all this. Richard Dessart, Dr. Copper. I thought he was really cool. I think he has a backstory that they have in deleted scenes or something with the nose ring. And then I noticed in another scene he had kind of a Native American bracelet. So I'm like, he's like a hippie doctor or something. I don't know. I don't know. There's a backstory about him that I kind of want to know. I want to know how he got there.
Did he have a nose? That's one of the
he
things
had a nose. He
100%
had a nose ring. Yes, I can guarantee he had a nose ring. It threw me off at first because I think whoever put it on his nose didn't know how it worked. Because they put it all the way back here, toward his face. But there's a couple scenes where it's placed correctly. Particularly the scene where he dies. You can really notice it pretty well.
This is interesting. Dr. Copper had a nose ring.
Yeah,
which is visible in several scenes, though it can be subtle. The accessory was a point of notice for many viewers, with some speculating it could be a clue as to when he was and wasn't infected, because the metal may be something that the alien could not replicate. Potentially.
Interesting. Oh, that makes. There's so many little things that make you want to go back and check it out.
Mm-hmm. Why is this the tiniest picture?
Oh
yeah, he does have a nose ring, and it is really far back in some of those.
It's such a weird move.
I was watching on my phone, and so that's part of why I missed some things was because, small screen. They should make phones bigger.
Yeah, they should make phones like 13 inches. That wouldn't be so hard. You could call it like a phone pad.
A my pad.
A my pad. That sounds like a name. A my pad. I'm the only reason I'm curious is because now I'm like, I want to see if Palmer had any kind of indicator. Like if he had earrings or something. So who got the blood?
Yeah, right. Ugh.
You're having a lot of those moments. Huh?
I keep looking at pictures, and it was gross. Yeah, because who would have gotten to the blood? Because the
assumption is Norris, right?
Gary wasn't infected.
Correct. So it wasn't him.
And Dr. Copper wasn't. And they were the two who would have had access to it.
All right.
So, but how would Norris have gotten there without? I mean, I guess he could have stolen the key.
Yeah.
I guess when Gary's like, somebody could have swiped it from me.
He was telling the truth.
He was telling the truth.
The truth.
But how would they have known to do anything with the blood?
They were just going to test it. Oh, they were going to like compare it. They were going to, I think they were going to do something to one of them and do something to the other and see if it like.
Yeah. But I was just like, was there enough time between here's what we're going to do and them going to the blood for the creature to have done that? Or did they get to it before then?
Oh, interesting. Hold on. Hold the door.
Holding.
Don't hold the door. That's rude.
I got to go find a door to hold. It's rude to hold the door? What if I'm holding the door open? That feels like it's nice.
It's amazing how young, bearded Kurt Russell looks, or rather, what's Kurt Russell's son? What's his name? He was the bad Captain America.
Oh yeah. Why can't I think of his name?
Wyatt Russell?
I think so.
I'm looking at a scene where they're outside and he has his big sunglasses on, and I'm like, that he looks just like Wyatt looks exactly like his dad.
Yeah.
There's a couple things he got from Goldie Hawn, but he looks exactly like his dad.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things where when I first saw him, I was like, had no idea that he was related. And as soon as I heard that he was related to Kurt Russell, it's like, oh yeah, that's him.
So this is the blood scene. Now, Knowles, Norris, Fuchs, Copper, Gary, Childs, McCready are all in that room. I know Palmer's in there because he was just there in the previous shot.
Well, who else could have used that key?
Nobody. I just give it to Copper whenever he needs it.
Could anybody have gotten it from you, Doc?
I don't see how. As soon as I'm finished, I return it right away.
Great.
So there's Windows.
When was the last time you used it?
This is where Windows gets real nervous. because he believes everyone is.
Somebody could have lifted it off me.
Oh,
That's
come on. That key ring of yours is always hooked to your belt.
God, he sounds the same. Clark.
Copper's the only one who's got any business with it.
Oh, now wait a minute, Gary. You've
He's
been
got
in here
crazy
on several
eyebrows.
occasions.
Doc thought of the test.
Yeah.
So what?
It's
Is that
the
supposed
80s.
to clear him? Well, why?
Bullshit.
Why would he come here and take it? Windows!
So Windows runs to go get a gun. Now this is what... There's a reason when I was scrolling through this, I noticed something. And let's see if I'm right. Because you said the nose ring may have been an indicator. And I was like, what would have been Palmer's indicator?
You guys gonna listen to Gary? You gonna let him give the orders? I mean, he could be one of those things. Windows.
Where's Palmer?
Wait a minute. Just take it easy. Put the gun down.
So in this scene...
He was just there.
He was just there, so he's still in the room. This is where he gets infected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which thing infected him, but this is where he gets infected. Oh, he's right there. Never mind.
Oh, just like hiding behind.
He's just sitting behind. Maybe they did that on purpose.
I guess you'll all feel a little easier.
But there is, I think there is secretly an indicator. So this is where the blackout is about to happen. And someone runs across the scene and is basically luring Fuchs out. Mm-hmm. Someone pops a breaker. It's dark. Apparently that happens a lot because he has candles that have clearly been used.
Who's that?
So that's Fuchs now. I do like the tension of the music.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where he finds McCready's jacket. But let's see. There's something. Okay. The only thing I can say as far as a maybe an indicator, is throughout the rest of the movie. Right there. Let's see. I just saw the back of his head. Palmer. He's putting on headphones. He's always wearing headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And then by this point, where he should be infected by now, he no longer has headphones on. So I don't know if it's necessarily like the creature couldn't replicate it as much as the creature didn't really realize that was something needed.
Yeah. Interesting. It does make me wonder if there are tells for everybody that are super subtle like that.
Anywhere.
Because he doesn't have anything.
Look, Childs, come on. The lights went out. That would have been a perfect time.
And they could be easily described like, hey, things are going crazy. Of course he doesn't have his headphones anymore. However,
right.
Every other time we've seen him.
Right. Because this is where that thing happens.
Ugh.
But he's infected by this point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's safe to assume at some point it happens. Well, clearly it does. I think the indicator might be the headphones. Mm-hmm. Might not, but it might be. Alrighty. Everyone else did a good job. Clark just feels like a gentle giant until he tries to kill McCready and then he gets shot. I do like Fuchs, Joel Polis. I like him and how he's like reading Blair's work and finding himself trying to explore that more. He felt the most like grounded in science than the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone did good. I don't think anyone did a bad job per se.
No, I think there are moments where
and I think
certain characters have things, but it's not.
And some of that is datedness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think some of the things I didn't like about Palmer, it's just, it was the 80s and you made a stoner.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Or Windows, kind of the same deal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from a website. The 3 possible The Thing endings explained. When the movie comes to a close, there are 3 possible endings. The first is that both Childs and McCready are human beings who sacrificed everything to save the planet from the disgusting morphing alien. As they die, sharing the scotch, it's a sad but honorable death. The next possibility is that Childs is really the monster, and McCready knows this, and his struggle would be futile. So he has a last drink and offers one up before he goes. Then the reverse can be true. When Childs settles up to McCready, he knows that McCready is the monster, and it's only a matter of time before he dies. So he takes a drink, cheering to the end. To his credit, John Carpenter has never explained the ending or given a concrete answer, instead leaving the audience to decide what they believe for themselves. This has led to much thematic analysis. So, the question for you, Tristan, is...
Who done it?
What do you think the truth is at the end there?
It's so vague. Here's because I've heard the different theories of everything. But the one thing that stood out to me is that they know that the creature wants it to be cold, so it freezes.
Right.
They're sitting there. They comment on, hey, everything's on fire. That's really turned up the temperature, but it's not going to last long. And then there's this acknowledgement of, yep, I guess we're just going to have to sit here and wait it out, which feels very suspicious of, like, if you're the creature and you know you want to just be frozen, you're not going to try to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. But I also think that... Okay, continue.
No. How often did we hear a creature, one of the people who was the thing, actually talk?
I think it could be argued that Palmer did.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on when he changed. I
Right.
will say that the scene where they're testing it out, he does not talk. There's no point in that scene where he talks. He's talking beforehand, and he's talking when the alien does the move. Gosh, so good. So they use the fire extinguisher. The head is moving away. It grows the eyes. And then Palmer says, "You got to be kidding me." And he looks freaked out. All right. Let's see. I just want you to see this too, because he has to be the thing by this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sound I
most
make
of the time.
That's the sound I make when I stub my toe.
What do you got in mind, McCready?
A little test. On Windows. You and Palmer, tie everybody down real tight.
What for?
For your health.
Come on, let's rush him. He's not gonna blow us all up.
No, wait a minute. Let's do what Max says. I mean, he wasted Norris pretty quick, didn't he?
That's close enough, Clark.
He ain't tying me up.
Then I'll have to kill you, Childs.
Then kill me.
I just like snap breathe into the microphone.
I mean it.
That's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they do that. Do you think it's two different shots, or?
There's a lot of good shots like that where there's the two things that are in focus.
Yeah. So in that shot, you see McCready holding the gun to Child's head in the background, and in the foreground you see Clark's hand holding the scalpel.
The scalpel, yeah. There's a lens that you can use.
Oh, that
allows you to pull double focus. Mm-hmm.
But it looks really good. Okay, so he just shot Clark. So Palmer ties him up.
Bullshit, Mac.
And he complains.
They're dead, Mac.
And he has emotion. So yes, he's infected by this point.
Yeah.
Windows.
But it seems as though even if you're infected, you have your own consciousness still. Because up until the point that Norris died, it seems that the thing can control when it escapes or when it presents itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost allows the person to respond the way the person would normally respond, or it allows the person to have its consciousness until the moment that it realizes, oh, I have to do something.
Yeah, because it's almost as if the people don't know that they are.
They don't know. Norris just felt sick.
Mm-hmm.
He felt uncomfortable and he felt sick.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said his head hurt or his stomach hurt.
The confusing part is that they talk about it's a chameleon and can take the shape of creatures. And so at one point I was thinking, oh, the thing killed that person and then became like them. But that would be too fast for how long, because they were saying that it didn't fully change form when it was as the dog.
Right. It looks like it takes a few minutes.
And so it takes time. It's very confusing.
I don't know if I can find the scene when he's putting the projections into the computer and it's giving him results. Oh, maybe that's it. But also that kind of is a weird thing that that Clark was with the thing for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it peanut butter or whatever, and did not get infected.
Mm-hmm.
75%. Okay. I'm in the scene now where
he's looking.
He just stares at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And the computer's doing math that computers could not do. Okay. Let's see. How many people in the world in 1982. No, I do not want to try your goddamn AI mode, you fuck. Anyway. Really? That's it? I guess that makes sense. All right. So I got to put my phone into scientific mode. Doot, 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 doot.
We're doing math over here.
But my phone's not turning. No, it's not turning. Okay, I'll just do it like this. 4.6 billion divided by 27,000. Nope. That's not how I do math. Right? What? Okay, maybe it's really fast. So by this math, it would transform 170,000 people per minute. But I'd assume that it's
it's escalating.
It's escalating.
Yeah, so it starts out slow and gets faster.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got way off topic here. I don't know if I have established what my personal theory is at the end there. There is some suspicion as to either one of them could be like Child's explanation of why he left. Pretty suspicious. If his job was to stay at that spot, why would he have left? There's a few things that the McCready says that are suspicious as well, of just like why. I feel like McCready would not have given up if he was suspicious that the creature was still alive, because he's done so much. And it really felt like he was giving up. But also, maybe he doesn't know. And so he's like, I can't kill another person.
Yeah.
But they're both going to die anyway, right? Nobody's getting saved.
There's a few theories on it. What are the different thing ending theories? Because, or not the theory per se, but like the giveaway. Because I remember once someone was like, oh, Child's, you don't see his breath. And then I watched it. I'm like, you absolutely see his breath. Mm-hmm. What fucking movie were you watching, you dingbats? You absolutely can see his breath. So that's not a good argument.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone else said that McCready never drinks from the bottle. And so it's actually the bottle from a Molotov. And so when Childs drinks it as though it's not a big deal, he's actually drinking gasoline. Which, I don't know, man. That's a stretch and a half. The only reason I have doubts about that is because I like rewatched it, and I rewatched that particular scene, and all the Molotov bottles are specific kind of bottles, and the Jim Beam bottle is different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could also be that the Jim Beam bottle is an actual bottle and the other bottles are fake breakaway bottles.
Yeah.
But that in itself is its own, I guess you could say, issue. I don't know. I think the biggest twist would be the irony of neither of them being the thing. But what is funny is that I think the laugh at the end and that giving up idea that you were talking about is that I think he's delirious. I think he's already kind of like into hypothermia. There is a theory that might be the indicator that Childs is the thing, but it also could just be that whoever was working on the set kind of screwed up, which was that when Childs is looking or, holding strong in the room before he exits the room, there's a certain amount of coats hanging, and he's already wearing a coat. And then when they go into the scene before the lights turn out, showing that the door had been open before he, they show him walking. Some of the coats are missing. So it could, that's what some people are using as evidence. But if you also look at the picture too, you'll notice that all the coats are not in where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it could legitimately have been continuity issue, not necessarily a hint. But whatever. I don't know.
I think all theories require you to guess a lot. I don't think there's any one thing that is necessarily here's the most believable thing because of A, B, and C.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you can come to a solid conclusion. I will take the advice from the After Hours crew, in which they said that the reality of the thing is that it only works because it's in a remote location with a small sample size. Because once people realize what the thing is, that it, works to protect itself, you could do a lot of quarantining and figuring out how or who and how to figure it out. It just, so it wouldn't work in a global scale.
Interesting.
Because the reality is, as soon as it, this was a room that, I
don't know, man. I watched Planet of the Apes and almost all the humans died.
That is true. Someone did translate the Norwegian guy, and apparently he says, "Get the hell away from that thing. That's not a dog. It's some sort of thing. It's imitating a dog. It isn't real. Get away, you idiots." But we don't speak Norwegian. And I think that, you know what? Credit to John Carpenter. Good on you to not translate it.
Mm-hmm.
I always think about that with movies of when they write the translation, and I think this one is one of those where it's like, good call not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And all that. And then there's some movies where I'm like, I'm pretty sure what these guys are saying is like dialogue we need, and no one's repeating in our. Oh no, I don't know what they said. Oh no. Yeah. I don't think McCready is Child's. It's up in the air. I don't know.
Yeah, I like from everything that we see in the movie, I would lean towards McCready not being one. Because he's the person that we've had eyes on almost the entire time. So
Right.
I'd be surprised if they did a sneaky
Also, I don't know how this alien infects people. Like, they originally show it doing the whole tentacle thing, and it feels as though it has to drag the thing in and absorb it, or the object that it's trying to imitate absorb it, and then it almost births a replica.
Mm-hmm.
But can it do that with just the small blood sample?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it need to be the big tentacle whole thing? Or can a blood particle, get in your mouth and you swallow it and then it does the whole process from there?
That's the only spot where we could say that McCready got infected is when he had the blood.
Yeah.
And he does the thing and it goes whoosh, and if it got on him in any way.
Arguably everyone did.
Yeah.
Because they were in that room when Windows was getting sprinklered with whatever was happening, whether his own blood, but he was covered in the residue of the creature. So, and it started to transform him. They had to burn him. Yeah. I don't remember if it was because he moved or not, but yeah, they had to burn him too.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows how? I mean, Copper died, but technically he could have been infected. He got chomped by the thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're assuming that there could only be one.
Right.
However, the simulation at the beginning or on the computer was suggesting that the whole world could be infected.
Right. That's what that's what I mean by like with Palmer.
Yeah.
Because technically him and Norris should have been infected at the same time.
At the same time. So, yeah, I guess at the end, there's really a fourth theory of they're both infected. The creature has just been dormant inside of them.
Yeah. Is that what the fourth one would be? That they're both infected?
Yeah, because if they're not infected, Childs is infected, McCready is infected, or they're both infected.
Yeah. What do you think do you think they like Jim Beam?
They're creatures?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's why he laughed, because he was like, this guy loves this drink.
Yeah.
It's such a good drink.
Such a good drink.
And now we transition to the Review Rewind, where we rewind and read some reviews and see where we fall. Now, here's the catch. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, aggregated more recent reviews.
Mm.
And Metacritic, I think, got just the reviews. They only had 13 reviewers. So I think it's from when the movie came out.
Interesting.
Metacritic is at a 57.
Whoa.
Rotten Tomatoes, 85. Rotten Tomatoes audience, 92. IMDb, 8.2. So yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has 92 reviewers, and some of these are reviewed this year.
Huh.
Yeah, so they aggregated more than just when it originally came out. 82. Oh. Did I screw something up? No. They only have one review from the year it came out.
Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah. The next oldest one is 2000. Am I looking at this right?
I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, they would have had to import reviews.
All critics. I'm just making sure my settings are correct. All critics. And all the way to the bottom, there's no button to say view more. I have one from 1982 and then 2000.
How did anybody put 1982 as their review date on Rotten Tomatoes that didn't exist in 1982?
I don't know. But it's not even like a... I don't know. I feel like this website bought someone's, like a newspaper's movie review thing.
That's interesting because it shouldn't have anything from 82.
Well, here's the thing. It has a bunch from 2025 and then it jumps.
Why did it
have
a resurgence recently? It's not even like a 20th anniversary or whatever. How many? 30?
2002 would be 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
40 years
there's
now?
There's a lot of stuff there. Ken Hank from Mountain Express gave it a pointless remake of the 1951 but the usually overrated John Carpenter. What a douche. I don't know. That's so weird. So Metacritic has 13 reviews, and I'm pretty sure all of them were from the time. They don't really say. But then when I try to click on the link, it is like, hey, this dead. It no exist.
Weird.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
anyway.
Empire gave it a 100. The Thing is a peerless masterpiece of relentless suspense, retina-wrecking visual excess, and outright nihilistic terror, placing 12 men at an Antarctic station while a shapeshifter takes them over one by one.
That was the alternate. 12 angry men in an Antarctic station.
It's so dumb.
Newsweek gave it a 30. There's a big difference between shock effects and suspense, and in sacrificing everything at the altar of gore. Carpenter sabotages the drama. The Thing is so single-mindedly determined to keep you awake that it almost puts you to sleep.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Oh. What? What? What's going on? There we go.
Apparently, I broke the button.
That was hey.
Anyway,
you know what? I will give this review some credit. Without the gore, is this movie as suspenseful? Because I don't like, there are a few moments where like the music is doing a lot of work. There's a lot of confusion of what's going on. But the moments that stick out with you are like the very visually bloody, gory, like something crazy's happening. I don't feel like I felt the tension as much in between those scenes.
Maybe that's the reason that whole Blair scene where he's like, I just want to go inside. I don't want to be out here. Was kind of off or funny to me because it's so jarringly different than the rest of the film. I don't know.
Because I think what makes this movie disturbing is the creature or the thing when you see it doing what it's doing.
Right.
But when you don't have those visuals, yes, there is the tension between the characters of who's the person, who's the blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I didn't feel that as much. Maybe it's because we're 40 years separated from when this movie came out.
Right.
But I don't know.
That's actually a really good
more.
question. Or not question, but it is an observation to consider. Does this movie actually have the suspense we give it credit, or are we so disturbed by some of the visuals that we give it more credit? But I think that is holistically part of the film.
Yeah.
Like when the alien is attacking the dogs, that is part of that.
Yeah.
I think it's there.
Yeah, I think it's there, but I
like
think
when they're in the generator room, that scene is tense.
Yes.
And there's not a lot visually going on. It's just the moments are tense. Then you have like the one makeup thing with the hand in the face. It was really good, but it is also isn't like taking away from the tension.
Yeah. I would say I've seen movies that have left me in more suspenseful tension than this movie did.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
Like there are times where I can like feel it in my chest of like, what's going to happen? This one I didn't feel that as much in. There is tension. I was usually when we read the bad reviews, they're typically so stupid that it's like, what are we talking about here? This one I would say has some credit to it. Like I see where this person is coming from.
Yeah.
At least in this snippet that we're seeing right here.
That's fair. So where does that land you?
Where does that land me? I think it's still, I don't think that changes the grade I was considering at first. But just something is an interesting thought that I hadn't considered. I think this lands around a B. Because like visually, there's some really good camera shots. Some of them are not great. There's a couple that are like, oh, that's a cool shot.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about that much. The visual effects are they'll stick with you,
especially for its time.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it lands around a B for me. How about you?
I think that I agree.
Agree.
I was thinking B, and I was wondering if I was giving it too low of a grade at that point. But then really thinking about it, it's suspenseful, it does the job, and it visually just has a lot of really good notes in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really good moments of staying power visually, which is hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the plot was interesting. The acting was pretty good. The pacing was just dated. I don't know if that was a flaw necessarily as much as it's just a product of its time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Star Wars had the same issue. Lots of 80s Blues Brothers has the same issue.
Right.
Like, you know, there's something about movies in the 80s that cause a little bit of tension.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised by how good I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have issues. It does have issues, so it's not free of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
So a B. I think a B. I think B is good.
You know, I mean, other than the Metacritic score, which is surprisingly low, I'm so curious why that average is so low. I found with most of the movies that we've watched, not all the time, but we have agreed more with the critic reviews average than I think I did before we started doing this kind of analysis of movies.
Interesting.
I always was like, oh, you guys are, I mean, I think there are times where the critics are a little bit too snobby.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that we tend to land closer to the critics than to the audience with our grades that we give.
But I also think we have a bit of, we're in an odd space with some of that, in that we were watching a bit of movies that have a bit of a following behind them, or they're kind of cult movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally kind of getting into some of the movies that are more generally known.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at John Carpenter. He did Assault on Precinct 13, and then he did Halloween. Oh, he did Elvis. Interesting. He did The Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing, Starman. That's like your opinion, man.
There's a star.
Was I right? Is that Jeff Bridges? It is Jeff Bridges. Okay, that was a good guess. There was a reason why I was looking at.
This is so dumb. When you click on John Carpenter, it goes to writer, composer, and music department before it auto selects director.
Right. So part of the reason I was looking at this is because the 70s had a bit of backlash in movies because of the slasher flick. Stuff was just much more gory. I think it had been for a while, but movies had just gotten to the point where it was a bit more whatever at that point. And I think Carpenter does have the what's it called? The reputation because of Halloween and then a few other movies. So I just think that people had kind of had it out against him a bit. And so I did read something that said that that when it came out, it was negatively reviewed. So it was not liked when it first came out. I'm trying to see if there was another movie or one of the other movies at the time that was also gory. I'm sure it was. I just think it was a product of its time. And the reviewers felt that way. But I don't... There's a point to where, I think gore can help tell a story, or it can be used as a tool. I do think there is a line where if you're just doing it for the sake of being as disgusting as possible, then it's overkill. Some people like it. I don't know. There's a few horror movies recently that are that way, and it's just like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to see that. But, who cares about my opinion? What do you mean? Anyway. Did I do this wrong again? I think I did this wrong again. Son of a bitch. There we go. Well, Tristan.
Hey.
Thanks for listening. I mean, thanks for watching this with me.
I did something. I don't know what it was.
Thanks for thinking of me. We'll be back. We got one more spooktacular for you.
Woohoo!
And it'll be great. And remember, oh fuck was that? Review those rewinds. We'll see you next time.
So perfectly timed.